Chapter 6 is out, and I have played it quite a bit. All of it off stream, mind you, but we ignore that. Now, I had my problems with Chapter 5. The map was kind of boring, especially in the beginning. The weapons weren't that interesting for the most part. Bullet drop made assault rifles for the average player basically useless, and the map lacked any kind of uniqueness that made it feel like a Fortnite map. I don't think Chapter 5 was bad by any means, but it wasn't Fortnite. So, how is Chapter 6? Now, I'm not trying to be dramatic or anything, but Fortnite Chapter 6 saved Fortnite. I stole that bit from a video I've just done, but it's okay though because no one saw it. So why is this season so good? Well, let's start with the map. Now, the Fortnite maps haven't been doing it for me recently. Chapter 4's map felt like it was a random pile of rubbish thrown together, which I know that's kind of what it was supposed to feel like, but it didn't feel like that in a good way. Especially with this. And Chapter 5, well, Chapter 5 was just a bit boring, really. These maps, for me at least, didn't have the Fortnite feel to them that Chapters 1 through 3 had. The memorable POIs, the fun map details that make the map feel like it's the living, breathing place, like the constant map changes of Chapter 1, or the mini-map storylines of Chapter 2 and 3. Chapter 6 saw this and went, oh, hold on, guys. We're bringing it back. The Chapter 6 map might just be the most beautiful and unique map Fortnite has ever had. There's tons of little details littered throughout the map that make it feel alive, and like, oh my god, there's so much stuff to do here. Now, this would probably be the point in the video that I list a bunch of things that are on the map in rapid fire, but, you know, my throat hurts today, and... oh, go on then. The Chapter 6 map has... sprites that you can find in the wild, shrines that you can use to find sprites and give you boons, a wise mystical tree that can give you gold versions of weapons, a giant turtle, floating islands that can carry a mythic boss, random encounters with demons and demon hunters, secret maze, an underground shrine, a boss located up in the mountains that seems near impossible to kill, and not forgetting... Bird. I've been playing this chapter so much, and there's no way that I found all the secrets on the map yet. There's just so much to do, so much to see, so what's wrong with And the POIs too, they're so good. You might be sat there at home going,
"Oh, Craig, last chapter you said you didn't like how the POIs were just buildings and towns. Well, this chapter has a lot of buildings and towns. Why do you like it so much?"
Well, it's because there are 18 POIs this chapter, and somehow all of them stand out in their own unique way. Even the ones that are just buildings and towns stand out, even if they follow a similar style. Let me explain. Masked Meadows is one of the new town POIs this chapter, and it has a square layout where all the buildings are facing inwards towards the town centre. Then you have Flooded Frogs, which is a ninja dojo thing, which follows a similar layout to the others, except it has elements that make it unique, such as the copious amounts of water in the POI that has flooded the bottom of the location, leaving it in ruins.
Oh, okay, well, there are two forests on the map. Why did they do that?
Magic Mosses is a typical forest on the outside. However, when you look around enough, you can see that there's a way to get into a great big cave underneath the POI, which has a treasure trove of loot. Night Shift Forest, on the other hand, is clearly different because it's bloody purple, you idiot. But it's also different due to the architecture of the POI, as well as the unique and permanent nighttime effect. If you return a sprite to Bushranger, he can lift the spell and make it daytime in the forest. This unlocks the bunker underneath the POI, allowing you to access some pretty cool loot. It's great! And you've also got some other POIs like Seaport City, Foxy Floodgate, Pumped Power, and Brutal Box Carts, which are just really cool and unique in their own right. And obviously you've got POIs here and there which haven't really got anything that makes them stand out as much as like Night Shift Forest, but that's okay. Because the variety of POIs is different enough to the point where some POIs being basic in layout and function adds to the variety of the game. It's really cool, I really like this map. If I had to rank them, I'd go Chapter 4, Chapter 5, Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 6, and then Chapter 3, because nothing can top Chapter 3 Season 1. Oh god, I'm 3 pages in and all I've done is talk about the map. We need to hurry this along. Now, the weapons. The weapons. As we all know, I had big problems with the weapons in Chapter 5. I thought they were boring and too similar to each other, and I've bloody talked about bullet drop enough on this channel, but it wasn't good. The weapon mods mechanic took away from a lot of the weapons and forced them to kind of all function the same, which made them all so very boring. Like, I don't even know how many assault rifles we got in Chapter 5. I think we had like 4 or 5, and yet most of them functioned exactly the same. It was... oh my, please... let's not do that again. And when this chapter's trailer released, there was a lot of confusion among the community. Was it bullet drop or was it hit scan? People were doing frame-by-frame analysis analysis. People were doing a frame-by-frame analysis on the trailer to see if the bullet had gravity or not, and people were fighting, and I think someone got killed. But then, the dust settled, Fortnite revealed that they were bringing back hit scan. All the weapons were hit scan this season, and I was so hyped I started doing a little dance. I barely used the ARs in Chapter 5 because I didn't want to have to do advanced mechanics and quantum mathematics on gravity and speed to choose where I should put my crosshair. And hit scan being back is so good. The game feels good. But also, what the hell did they do? We have some first-person weapons this season, as we normally do, and they are overpowered as hell. I didn't think they would add first-person weapons if they brought back hit scan. I thought they learned their lesson. Yeah, the first-person guns are not it. The SMG maybe can get away with it, but the assault rifle, absolutely not. You even got Nick A30 complaining about it. Do you know how hard you have to mess up to get Nick A30 to complain about Fortnite? Other than the first-person guns, I won't lie, I'm really liking the weapons this season. The Fury assault rifle kind of feels like the Hammer assault rifle mixed with the LMG, which is good because I like those guns. The SMGs are alright, and they're both unique because one has the red dot, and the other has the feature where the more you use it, the quicker the fire rate and the better the accuracy. Yeah, do not use that SMG in builds because there's no way you're going to be holding down the gun long enough to actually enable the effect of more precision and speed because people build so much. If you're in zero builds, carry it, but if not, don't bother. Now, what about the shotguns? The shotguns are the very foundation of a Fortnite loot pool. We've got the twin fire auto shotgun, which is like a drum shotgun, except you can actually counter it, which I like. And you've got the Oni shotgun, which is like the Ranger shotgun, except if it had less damage and one extra shot. And when I say less damage, I mean a lot less damage. Don't pick this up. And finally, you've got the Sentinel Pup. Oh my god. Like the Thunderclap SMG or something. And oh, and who could forget the 8th pump shotgun? I don't see why they don't just unvault the weapons instead of making entirely new designs, animations, and sound effects, all for it to just be the same gun. But I swear to god, if we get something like the Pump Ass Blaster shotgun next chapter, I will be making a video and I will be crying. What did I say? What did I say? I said they'd do another pump. Every chapter, there's another pump. Yeah, my go-to weapons are definitely the Fury AR and the Auto Fire shotgun, and any SMG really. I don't care that much because I play zero build. Now, the Typhoon Blade is a bit weird. I don't think I know how to use it properly, but it feels really strong, mainly because I keep dying to them. The Masks of Power are really interesting too. You've got the Fire Mask, which I wouldn't even consider picking up in builds, especially not with how kids are playing this season. In zero build though, yeah, you should definitely pick that thing up. It's got huge damage, but it's kind of really slow, so it kind of works out well. The Void Mask lets you teleport about the gaff, and I think it's really cool, but I need to figure out how to use it properly because right now I am terrible at using it. I don't even know how I won this game. I was terrible at using it here. And the boons are pretty cool too. Again, I haven't used them that much, so come back at the end of the season and I'll give you a Cypher PK analysis and tier list on these things. It's good. I like all of it, except for the cat. I don't like the cat very much. So they added a quick edit or a simple edit or whatever you want to call it feature this season. Now basically this just makes editing easier for the normies, aka TheBigCraigd. Personally, I've actually tried it and I've really enjoyed using it. I was practicing it on my own in the pit and then I was like, you know what? I'm actually going to go try this out. So I switched from zero builds to build and decided to give it a go, and then I died instantly. So yeah, I'm not playing builds anymore. Zero build is good this season though. I'm having a great time. They added back the porta bunkers. I'm great. I'm having a blast. I was gonna have a little section on the storyline as well, but there's actually so much this chapter that I genuinely can't cover it all. Everything seems like it connects this chapter, and it seems like it's actually well thought out, which is different to usual. All in all, I think Chapter 6 is one of the strongest openings to a chapter of all time. I genuinely think that if they somehow manage to keep this momentum going, then Chapter 6 has the possibility of being one of my favorite chapters of all time. I just think that they need to nerf the red dot weapons and buff the Oni shotgun, and other than that, I think this season is almost damn near perfect.